Good morning, everyone. Once again, we continue with the topic rational number. Last time we have done how to convert a rational number in the form of P upon Q. Now, today we will do how to represent real number on the number line. We know that every number on the number line represents a real number. Converse is not always true. We'll see which is true, which is not true. We'll see that later on. Now, what is real number? Actually, the combination of rational and irrational numbers. Now, we try to represent these rational as well as irrational numbers on the number line. In lower classes, you learned how to represent rational numbers on the number line, but we'll do the revision of it. How to represent irrational numbers on the number line, that we will focus more on this particular class. Now, what is rational number? Two definitions we have learned. First definition is a rational number is the number which is in the form of P upon Q, where P and Q are integers, Q is not equal to 0. Therefore, this type of number, how to represent it on the number line, we will see. Second, we have learned how to represent the numbers which are decimal in decimal numbers, like 1.27 or 1.2727 dash dash dash. All these three are rational numbers. The number is said to be rational if it is in the form of P upon Q, where P, Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. How to represent this type of number, we will discuss just now. Then we will discuss how to represent a number which is having terminating decimal point, fixed number of digits after decimal. Next, we'll see how to represent a number which is non-terminating but repeating. This 27272727, this is repeating. Therefore, first we'll focus on these three topics. The rational in the form of P upon Q. Second, we'll discuss for the terminating decimal point. And third, we will discuss about the numbers which is not terminating but repeating. After representing all this, we will come to the irrational part, how to represent irrational numbers on the number line. Now, let me discuss. First is a number which is in the form of P upon Q. And our aim is to represent this number on the number line. Irrational numbers will take later on, as I said. I'm taking this part, P by Q form, the number which is in the form of P upon Q. This is simpler, very simple. And you have learned this in lower classes. Therefore, you are not having much difficulty to understand this. I'm writing one question, represent 12 upon 7 on the number line. Listen here, it is in the form of P upon Q. If this is the number which has to be represented on the number line, you have to just draw a number line. See the denominator. If the denominator is 7, here the denominator we got 7. Therefore, choose the scale in such a way that the 7 centimeter represents 1 unit. We are counting 7 different steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 lines we have drawn at equal distances and we are marking it as 1. That means here we are taking 7 centimeter, but we are representing it by 1. That's the first step you have to write. You have to write the scale. There is mark for writing the scale. Scale is 7 centimeter equal to 1 unit. Actually, we are taking 7 centimeter, but we are marking it as 1. Second step is, in the same way, we'll take the next 7 number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this 7 we are going to write as 2. I'm making this one as bigger because this is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seventh line we are representing it by 2. there should be an arrow. This arrow indicates that if it is needed, we can extend it further. Negative side also, you have to do it in the same way. Minus, we will not write -1. This is 7 lines we are going to take. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the 7th line we will mark it as -1. I have represented here arrow. This arrow indicates if it is needed, we can extend that. If it is needed -2, again at a distance of 7 units away from -1, we have to mark another point. That is -2. Now these steps you have to keep in your mind. The first step which I said is at equal distances, you have to mark the lines at a distance of 7 centimeter, mark it as 1 unit. Actually, we are taking 7 centimeter and marking it as 1. Again, next 7 centimeter we are taking, marking it as 2. Left side we are taking 7 centimeter, we are marking it as -1. Next 7 centimeter we are going to take on left side, we are going to take it as -2. Therefore, this step you have to follow. That's the first step. Scale has to be mentioned. Scale, if you have mentioned, then only it will be clear what is the proper way to represent this rational number on the number line. Now we come to the second step. 12 by 7, you understood? Second step is we got the numerator as 12. First step, you have to see the denominator. Denominator was 7. That's why at equal distances of 7 centimeter, we have marked it as 1. 7 centimeter as 1 unit, 7 centimeter as 2 unit, 7 centimeter as 3 unit, 7 centimeter as -1 unit, and so on. Make sure all should be at equal distances. Since I don't have much space, therefore I've taken little bit farther away here, and here I've taken little bit closer. But make sure here the distance should be 7 centimeter, and here to here should also be 7 centimeter. It should be uniform. There should not be any long gap or short gap between the two consecutive numbers. Make sure 0 to 1, how much distance you are taking? Same. 1 to 2, you are going to take same distance. 7 centimeter, 7 centimeter. Next is numerator is 12. If the numerator is 12, count it from 0 and take the 12th number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This 12th part is representing point A. You write, just make a circle over here. In number line, point A represents 12 by 7. In number line, point A represents, this is the particular point A, which is representing 12 by 7. Now, why this is 12 by 7? If you are starting it from the beginning itself, this 0 and 1 is divided in 7 parts. That is, the first part is 1 by 7, 2 by 7, 3 by 7, 4 by 7, 5 by 7, 6 by 7, 7 by 7. And 7 by 7 means 1. 7 and 7 is cancelled, that is 1. This is 8 by 7, 9 by 7, 10 by 7, 11 by 7, and this is 12 by 7. That means this point A is representing 12 by 7. Clear? This point, if you see, negative side we are going to see, this point is representing -3 upon 7. Because this is the third part, the numerator we are taken as -3. And it is divided in 7 parts, therefore we got -3 upon 7. In this way, any number which is in the form of P upon Q can be represented on the number line. Expecting that this part is clear to you. One more example I am going to take, and after that we move to the next type of question. This was 12 by 7. I'm not much focusing because our topic is to be concentrated on irrational numbers. Rational numbers already you learned in class 8 and on. Represent, suppose I've taken 3 by 5 on the number line. We represent 3 by 5 on the number line. Procedure is same. Number line has to be written. This time scale will change. What will the scale? Since the denominator is 5, the scale we are going to write 5 centimeter equal to 1 unit. We are taking 5 centimeter and we are marking it as 1. Mark the point 0 at equal distances 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth line will represent 1. Next fifth line will represent 2. Next fifth line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will represent -1 and so on. That's the first step. The scale has to be written 5 centimeter equal to 1 unit. That means in x-axis or in this number line, at a distance of 5 centimeter, we have to mark the point 1, we have to mark the point 2, we have to mark the point 3 if it is needed, and so on. Now we see the numerator. Numerator is here 3. That means start from the beginning itself. Start counting 1, 2, 3. This point A represents 3 by 5 on number line. In this number line, 3 by 5 is represented by point A. Count it from the first. This is 1 by 5, 2 by 5, 3 by 5, 4 by 5, and this is 5 by 5. 5 by 5 means 1. 5 and 5 will be cancelled. 1. 6 by 5, 7 by 5, 8 by 5, 9 by 5, and this is 10 by 5. 10 by 5 means 2. We have made the arrow. This arrow indicates if it is needed, we can extend it further. Because it's a line, therefore, arrow is very much needed. For small mistake, you can lose the mark. Arrow is needed in both the directions. The numbers has to be written on both the sides. Don't leave it like this. Don't leave it like this. If there is space, then you write 3, 4, 5, this as 3. If there is space, then you write this as 4 and so on. If you have made a big line, then cover all the numbers. Scale is very much needed. If you are avoiding taking the scale, then marks will be not given fully. It is not the proper way to represent a number on the number line. Now we have learned how to represent a number which is in the form of P upon Q on the number line. This is representation of rational number which was in the form of P upon Q. Now second we'll see how to represent a point which is in decimal form. 1.27. How to represent this number on the number line? This is having terminating decimal point, and the number which is having terminating decimal point is also known as rational number. Now we will focus this type of question, how to represent this on the number line 1.27. Clear? Next we'll see how to represent a number which is non-terminating but repeating. That also we'll see. Now just see here. If you got 1.27, we'll write the question first. Represent 1.27 on number line by successive magnification. Successive magnification method. This method is known as successive magnification method. We use the magnifying glass to make the number line little bit bigger, and we will go deep inside the number line to search for that particular number. Now, how to use that? How to make that? First, we draw a number line, normal number line. Numbers are, since the numbers are positive, that's why we'll take 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On scale we'll write as usual 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit. We're taking 1 centimeter at equal distances. We have marked the point 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 lines we have 10 lines we have drawn. The first one we have taken as 0. And the last one we are taken as 9. Arrow is indicated. If you want, you can take further number 10, 11, 12. If you are having the space, you can do it in that way. The same way on negative side also, you take some negative numbers. It is up to you. After taking these numbers, this is the first step. Slightly we have to magnify it. We try to increase it with the help of magnifying glass. We use a magnifying glass for that. The number is 1.27. 1.27 is definitely between 1 and 2. It is more than 1, but less than 2. Therefore, what do you do? We have to magnify between 1 and 2. Use a magnifying glass over here in your textbook in exercise 1.4. Before 1.4, some examples are given. They have used the magnifying glass and they are magnified like this. Larger amount of space they have taken between 1 and 2. And if you are magnifying it, this 1 and 2 will be visible very big. Now, in what way it will be visible? Again, we are increasing it. This is 1 and this is 2. At the distance of equal distances. It should be at equal distance to make sure. Again, we draw 10 lines. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last one is 2. I have made a rough diagram. It's your duty to make it in proper way. The distance should be everywhere 1 centimeter. And you don't have to write the scale every time. We have just taken the scale 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit in the beginning itself. And we are using the magnifying glass. And this using magnifying glass, this is observed 1 over here. This one, just see here. This point 1 comes over here and this point 2 is coming over here. Make sure this line when you're joining, you are just joining this point 1 with this one and this point 2 with this point 2. And in between which you got the numbers here, there are so many lines. This is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, and this is 1.9, and the last is 2. Once again, I am reminding the space should not be too long or too big. Everywhere you should have the same length. Our aim was to get 1.27 on the number line. We have magnified 1 and 2 and we got 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 and so on. All the numbers we got. But still we haven't reached to our destination, that is 1.27. This 1.27 is more than 1.2 but less than 1.3. That means our next number 1.27 will be between 1.2 and 1.3. It will be more than 1.2 and it will be less than 1.3. Therefore, again we try to magnify this 1.2 and 1.3. Expecting till here, whatever the step we are in, it is clear to you. Once again, I'll remind what actually we are in. We are taking a number line. We have drawn 10 lines on it. The numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Till 9 numbers I have taken 1 to 9. Since 1.27 is coming between 1 and 2, therefore we have chosen 1 and 2. I have magnified it. This 1 I have taken over here, 2 are taken, and this between 1 and 2 I have drawn again 9 more lines. Our aim is to reach 1.27 and 1.27 is between 1.2 and 1.3. Therefore, we have magnified this 1.2 and 1.3. Further, we have to, I don't have space over here. If I'm writing over here, it will not be clear to you. Therefore, I'm making it at the top. Till where we have reached, 1.2 and 1.3. This is 1.2 and at the distance of 10 centimeter, we'll mark it 1.3. The other numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 lines has to be done at equal distances. What are the numbers? 1.21. This is 1.2. 1.2 means 1.20. If this is 1.20, next will be 1.21, 1.22, 1.23, 1.24, 1.25, 1.26, 1.27, 1.28, and this is 1.29, and the last is 1.3. This is our number line. What is our aim? We have to represent 1.27 on the number line. Search for 1.27. This is the point 1.27. After magnifying, we are getting it. Therefore, 1.2. This is 1.2 will come here. And this 1.3 will come over here. This is 1.3. If you are drawing this below that, you have to write 1.2 and 1.3. At last, you write point A represents 1.27 on number line. That's all. This is successive magnification method to represent a number on the number line. This is having terminating decimal point. Now next we'll take non-terminating but repeating decimal. How to represent such type of numbers on the number line. That also will represent. Then we move to the irrational numbers, which is much more important. After doing this rational numbers on the number line, successive magnification method, we will take 1.273, the bar is over 7 and 3 on number line till 4 places of decimal. 4 places of decimal by successive magnification method. Procedure is exactly the same. Make sure it has to be represented till 4 places of decimal. Clear? Now how to do that? Procedure is same. This is the number line. Numbers has to be written 1.273. Therefore, we'll take 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And as usual, we'll write the scale 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit. We have taken 1 centimeter everywhere and we are marking it as 1. This is 1 centimeter, so we have taken 1. This is 1 centimeter, so we have taken 2. This is 1 centimeter, we have taken 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. After getting this number on the number line, we have to do the same procedure, but here it is mentioned till 4 places of decimal, it has to be magnified. 4 places. This 1.273, the bar is over 7 and 3. The meaning is 1.273. This 7 and 3 is having the bar. Therefore, 7, 3, 7, 3, 7, 3 is continuously repeating. We don't have to take the exact value. We have to take only till 4 places. And the 4 places of decimal means till here we start 1, 2, 3, 4. Till this number only we have to represent 1.2737. This number has to be represented on the number line. Clear? Now what has to be done? What has to be done? We draw a number line. Drawn. Take between 1.2 and 1.3. This is 1 and this is 2. Between 1 and 2, this is 1 and this is 2. This will be 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, and this is 2. Clear? Now, we'll take the next number. It is 1.27. Therefore, between 1.2 and 1.3, again we magnify. This is 1.2 and this is 1.3. This is 1.21. If it is 1.2, that means 1.20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and this is 1.29. Make sure everywhere there should be the equal space as well as arrows are indicated everywhere. After taking this 1.27, here this 27, next number is 1.273. Therefore, between 1.27 and 1.28, 1.27 I have taken here and 1.28 I have taken here. This is 1.271, 1.272, 1.273, 1.274, 1.275, 1.276, 1.277, 1.278, and the last is 1.279. Next will be 1.28. Our aim is to represent 1.2737. This is 1.2737. We are taking 1.273 and 1.274. We have to further increase it. Further, we have to magnify it. Once again, you have to draw a number line. Procedure is same. Take the number 1.273 and the last will be 1.274. This is 1.273. We are magnifying it. Further magnify it. And again subdivide it in 10 equal parts. The point which represents 1.2737 on the number line, you mention it. This point is the required point which represents the point P or point A, any particular name you can give, and representing it on the number line, the particular number 1.273 till 4 places of decimal. In exam, it can come till 3 places, 4 places, 5 places. It is up to the question. Actually, I have covered the last one. 1.4 exercise I have covered, where we have represented a rational number with terminating decimal point on the number line by successive magnification method. Next, I have covered a rational number which is non-terminating but repeating decimal. How to represent it on the number line, that also we have covered. What have we learned? If we are summarizing it, the first is a number in the form of P upon Q, how to represent it on the number line. Since you have learned it in class 8, sorry. So it's easy for you to identify in what way a number which is in the form of P upon Q can be represented on the number line. Second, we have learned by successive magnification method how to represent a number which is having terminating decimal point on the number line. That is also a rational number. Today we have focused on rational numbers. Rational numbers are of 3 different types, as I said. One is in the form of P upon Q. Second, either it will be terminating or it will be repeating. This example I have taken non-terminating but repeating. This is also a rational number. It is having the bar. It is not terminated, but it is repeating continuously. Such type of numbers can also be represented on the number line by a successive magnification method. We just magnify this 1 and 2. After magnifying it, observe like this. It observes in bigger way. And we will go deep inside between 1 and 2. This is 1.1, 1.2. If you are seeing the inner part of this 1 and 2, it has become a large number. We got 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. In that way, it has increased. Further, we have increased to 1.2 and 1.3. Again, we are magnifying this 1.2 and 1.3. Okay, we are using again the magnifying glass over here. The circle represents it is actually magnifying glass. This 1.2 has come over here and 1.3 has come over here. Again, we have drawn 9 lines in between, divided in 10 equal parts. We are further dividing this 1.27 and 1.28, but because our aim is to reach till 1.2737, 4 places of decimal. We have used the magnifying glass. Again, we have increased. 1.27 is here, 1.28 here, 1.27 means 1.270. The next will be 1.271, 1.272, this is 1.273, and this is 1.274. Further, we will use the magnifying glass and we will take the exact number whichever is expected from our question. At last, once again, you write it. This is a required point on the number line which represents 1.273. Bar is over 7 and 3 till 4 places of decimal on the number line. Clear? I think it's clear to you. We will discuss tomorrow the new topic, because the same topic, if I'm repeating, you will not have that much strength to do all that questions. You practice the questions of your own. Just now, you cannot do so many questions. You practice the questions from the textbook. You practice the questions from some other refreshers. But any number you can choose. Examples even you can take. The perfection has to be given on the distance here. Everywhere. The distance which you have given. Here the perfection has to be given. Perfection has to be given on arrows. Both sides there should be arrows. If you're not getting the perfection to get a circle, if you're not getting a perfect magnifying glass as given in the textbook, that's not the much important part. Important part is the distance which I'm mentioning over here. Here the mentioned distance should be same. Scale should be mentioned. Arrow should be indicated. The numbers should be taken in proper order. That's all. We will continue next day with the representation of irrational numbers on the number line. By the time you practice the question, finish it up. Whatever the topic I'm doing, practice the question of your own. Otherwise, you will have the burden at last and you'll not understand it in proper time. Thank you. We will continue with some other video next day. Thank you.